What is going on, y'all? Fat Man Weez here. Back again for episode 14 of our Pokemon Crystal Randomized Nuzlocke rematch. And today, we are going to make our way to Ecruteak City. Ecruteak? Ecruteak? I always call it Ecruteak. I've heard everyone pronounce it differently. I don't know what's right, so I'm sticking with Ecruteak. But, last episode, we did some waxing of Whitney. We waxed Whitney. It was a long battle, hard fought, but we came out without a single casualty. So, didn't do any grinding. We're just picking up right where last episode left off. Let's do a quick team recap so we can see the champions of our fight. We got Bianca the Quagsire with Bright Powder, with Water Gun, Future Sight, so smart Bianca with Slam and Recover. Then we got Thumper the Steelix holding the Quick Claw with Cut, Milk Drink because it's a lactating Steelix, with Metal Claw and Rock Throw. We got Genghis the Kangas with Comet Punch, Leer, Bite, and Stun Spore. Then we got Dallas the Ponyta holding the Charcoal with Stomp, Growl, Tail Whip, and Ember. We got Turkey Bird holding the Mint Berry. There's a Pidgey out, by the way. With Gust, Sand Attack, Tackle, and Quick Attack. And we got an egg that we're all wondering what's inside, but it needs more time. So, to start off this episode, I'm going to give two disclaimers. One, I just woke up. As you can see, for probably one of the first times in this playthrough, it's actually daytime. Isn't this nice? We get to see all these colors that we haven't been able to experience yet. So, I just woke up. I want to record some before work, and I just want to play some Pokemon. So, if my voice sounds a little deeper, a little slower, a little more slurred, that's why. I'm tired. Second disclaimer. My girlfriend's currently in the process of taking out the dogs because I'm a lazy fat bastard and force her to do all the work. That's a joke, by the way. But she's taking the dogs out for me so I can actually try to record a little bit before work. And one of the dogs is still in their cage because we take them out one by one, because if we try to take them both out at the same time, they will not use the bathroom because they just want to play. And one of them, my dog, Yami, is very opinionated, as we like to say. He's very vocal. Ever since he was a puppy, you know, he was the first one to learn how to whine, the first one to learn how to bark, and he uses that power a lot. A lot. But, so if you hear a lot of vocality, that's all my dog. Which, I wanted to, because I've talked about my dog several times in the past. I wanted to show you guys what my little puppies look like. So, while we're just walking back to the flower shop to get the pail, I'm going to put it on screen. So this right here is my dog Yami. He's so cute as my puppy. He's a sweet guy. He's more to himself than my girlfriend's dog. But he's absolutely adorable. He's really smart. Really smart. I know I've talked about that in the past. But so that's my dog Yami. And then we got this dog, which is Kotaro, which is my girlfriend's dog. When I met my dog, we met our dogs, because these dogs are brothers. They came from the same litter, obviously. When we went up to my buddy's house to get them, this one, Kotaro, he's probably off screen by now, but Kotaro went straight up to my girlfriend. Like, just, you know, all the dogs are kind of excited, like, ooh, new person, but Kotaro in specific was the first one to engage my girlfriend. And so my girlfriend just picked him up and was like, this one's mine. This one's absolutely mine. And I said, okay. Well, I was looking at the dogs playing, and in the back was a little black one, just sitting there, just kind of to himself, just kind of quiet, a little fluffier than the rest. And I was like, that's my guy right there. And so I picked him up, and he curled right up in my arm, and I was like, yep, this is my dog. And that's how we got Yami and Kotaro. So, as far as name origins go, both of them obviously are Japanese because we're a bunch of fucking weebs. Yami is not from Yami Yugi, even though it means the same. Yami in Japanese means darkness. And so I named him Yami because he was, except for a little splotch of white on his chest and a little bit on his paws, he was entirely white. But before I continue this, we have got an encounter. I probably should have made sure I had balls. No. I'm not. Sorry. You know, this will extend story time, but I'm not going into this with 12 Pokeballs. I'm sorry, I was unprepared. Like I said, I'm tired. But so, you know, Yami means darkness. And my girlfriend was having a hard time figuring out what she wanted to name her dog. The first one that we thought of, yep, there's my opinionated boy. The first name that she and me collectively kind of came up with was Ichigo, because we were both watching Bleach. But then we were like, no, that's too on the nose. And then we came up with Ichiro, which is Japanese for first son, as in like first, you know, boy birthed. And we thought that was appropriate because Kotaro was technically our first dog, you know, alongside Yami, but Kotaro was the first one to be picked. Why am I in the Poke Center looking for balls? But Kotaro was the first boy to be picked, you know, our quote-unquote first son. On top of the fact that Kotaro was actually the first of the litter born as well. So as far as meaning goes, it was right on the nose. But, you know, I was kind of like, you know, I love the meaning behind Ichiro. You know, people are of course going to ask, Ichiro, what does that mean? You know, and it'd be a cool story to explain in my mind. But my girlfriend had been stuck on the name Kotaro, which obviously, spoiler alert, that's what he ended up being named, because Kotaro means small boy. I still find this naming scheme hilarious because the small boy is not going to be small for very long. I mean, you can kind of see how big they are in the picture. They're only like 3 months and 3 weeks, so essentially 4 months old, you know, so they still have a lot of growing to do, and they're already pretty sizable. They're too opinionated. My girlfriend's trying to calm them down because she knows I'm in here recording. She's so sweet. It's okay, baby. They already know. I just have to break the fourth wall a little bit. But anyway, so those are our beautiful dogs. I'm gonna have plenty of stories to tell about them because they are both trips, as puppies usually are. But we have a weird tree. We're gonna squirt it with the squirt bottle. Shake, shake, shake it. The weird tree doesn't like the squirt bottle. The weird tree attacked. Our encounter is... What is it? What is it? It's a fucking Golduck. It's a fucking Golduck. Oh, I love when it comes full circle. See, now I'm gonna want to name this episode It's a Golduck. But I already have an episode named Golduck. You know, where I was talking about shiny Golduck. But now, I don't know. I mean, I guess you guys will already know, once you see this video, whether or not I actually named this episode Is a Golduck. But, that aside, let's see if I don't kill it. Oh, I'm just gonna miss. Disable. Shit. Oh, that gets in the way. Alright, we're water gunning. Okay, so it knows Confusion, Leer, and Disable. That's not bad. I love Golduck. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and say this because I don't think I made this clear in my little short, 10-second tangent about how ugly Golduck Shiny is. I should say, Golduck Shiny, when based on regular Golduck, isn't that bad. It's not that bad. I'm personally not a fan of it because I feel like it was just too simple. You know, it wasn't unique enough to warrant it to be like something you'd ever shiny hunt, you know? Like, it's almost the exact same color, but its bill and its webs are a little reddish. Oh, we're getting out of here. Alright, so it has Scratch that apparently does 80 damage. So we got Thumper. Oh, he's got Tail Whip, not Leer. I'm dumb. I mean, they do the same thing, but still. That aside. Quick story time. I personally love Golduck. Like I said, not a fan of his shiny. I still stand by that. I feel, you know, it would have been really cool, albeit it might have been ugly, if, you know, because Psyduck, its colors became Golduck's colors. If Golduck shiny became Psyduck's colors, I feel like that would be cool to run around with a yellow Golduck. Especially since, you know, Golduck essentially has gold in its name, you know? But that aside, I love Golduck. And Golduck's one of the few Pokemon that I actually, like, started a playthrough with the intention of, like, alright, I'm gonna catch a Psyduck, and I'm taking this bitch through the league. And that was on Pokemon Platinum. The reasoning I love Golduck, and why I did this, is because, and I'm pretty sure I've explained this in the last video, I have to have. But as a kid, to me, the coolest thing in the world was when a Pokemon could learn a move that was outside of its typing. I don't know, I just thought that was so unique. Like, you know, perfect example, I thought it was dope that Kadabra could learn the elemental punches. Same thing with Hitmonchan, you know. Yeah, we got Golduck. But we got Golduck. What are we gonna name it? You know what? We got Golduck. Because I mean, you can't improve Golduck with a nickname, but we have to give it a nickname, so it's Golduck. But now we got access to here, so you can give me a TM. Which is normally supposed to be Rock Smash. Is not going to be Rock Smash because everything's randomized. Sunny day. Nice. But anyway, so sorry, I had something stuck in my teeth, which is weird because I haven't eaten anything. But I loved Pokemon that could learn moves separate from their typing. And Golduck, you know, and Psyduck, you know, very prominently learned Psychic type moves. And that exceptionally interests me. Interests me exceptionally. I can't speak. I can't speak normally, let alone when I'm half asleep. But, you know, because, I mean, it's just a normal duck. You know, it's just a normal water-type duck. At least that's what they want you to think. You know, and it's firing off confusions and psychics, and I don't know. It's just, it's cool. It's unique. You know, you don't see that very often, you know? Like, I mean, I guess nowadays, because move pools have become so vast, you know, but you don't usually see that kind of unique attribute, you know? Like, you don't really ever see, you know, like a fire type just throwing off thunderbolts, you know, without having, you know. I mean, I know there are some, and I know a lot of fire types can learn Thunder Punch, but that aside, sound disabled. Why do I do this every time? But, quick fact, for those that might think, oh hey, we got a new encounter. We do have a new encounter. So, I forgot that in, I'm pretty sure it's, no, it's not up here. Up here is definitely a new encounter. But, what I was saying before was this patch of grass, which you already got an encounter in, is technically on the same route as this patch of grass over here. Which is why we didn't get an encounter over here, because this is the same route. But, up here is a new route. So, we'll get one new encounter, and then we'll make our way to Ecruteak City, and our encounter is Mankey. I'm okay with that. Mankey is a very solid fighting type, and I thoroughly enjoy Mankey as a Pokemon. But let's see, can it live a water gun from the all-powerful Bianca? The Bianca. It's so weird. That was scary. I thought I was gonna die. It was going down mighty fast. But I actually have a manager that works at my my grocery store. Her name's Bianca. She's a lovely lady. Not everyone agrees with that statement. I've never had a bad interaction with her. But every time I say Bianca, I immediately think of her, because she was actually the first person I've ever met in real life with the name Bianca. But we got Mankey. Oh, I used to have a nickname for Mankeys. Oh, and I don't remember what it is. I don't know. So, I usually give this name to someone else, but now that I'm thinking about it, no, that still doesn't make any sense. God, what do I name a Mankey? You know what? He might not ever be used, so we got Monkey. We got Monkey. It sounds, kind of exciting, the Monkey. I should have put a hyphen, made it more interesting. Alright, our next encounter is... I'm just kidding. A Pinsir. We already have you. That's dupes. Get out of my face. Run! Alright. Alright. Battle me. I love the music in this game. I've said that before. I'm also being a very inappropriate YouTube recorder because I'm sipping on a Monster Energy drink. Not sponsored, obviously. They want to sponsor me. My 14 subscriber YouTube channel. I'd fucking take it, because I drink this shit every fucking day. And I'm probably gonna die because of it, but that's honestly okay. Alright, so we're gonna do some shenaniganry after we learned our lesson last time. We're gonna go out into Dallas. He's gonna transform into Dallas. Alright. So we know its moveset. And now, we're gonna go back into Bianca. But, because I drink energy drinks once a day. I'm addicted to caffeine, but that's very common, because caffeine's in fucking everything nowadays. Tea, coffee, soda, fuck, they have sparkling water with caffeine now. I know there's more in an energy drink that makes it kind of bad for you, all the sugar and stuff, but I will say, in my own defense, this is the second time Bianca's almost died in this episode, and I am not happy about it. Y'all gotta stop getting these fucking crits. But, the two main things that's bad for energy drinks, and all the research I've done, which I am not a doctor. Go ahead and say that I am not a doctor. I'm just someone who can usually take a lot of puzzle pieces and kind of piece it together to make a sound conclusion. That's all I am. So don't take what I'm about to say as, like, the word of God. Unless you, for some reason, idolize me like that, which, in that case, rethink your life. But, the two worst things about energy drinks is the high amount of sugar, and, obviously, there is a limit to how much caffeine your body can handle in a day. And depending on who you ask and where you go, the number is about 400 to 500. Obviously, if you're pregnant or you're underage, that number is substantially different for those. But for normal, healthy, somewhat healthy, my name's Fat Man Weiss, so I'm obviously not a stud, but, for a normal guy in his prime like me, about 500 milligrams is fine. Your average energy drink is going to have anywhere between, I think the lowest I've seen is about 90 in like some of the lesser energy drinks. Most are going to have about 150 to 300. So I make it a note for me specifically. I very rarely, every once in a while I'll partake. But I almost never drink what me and my friends have referred to as the full body energy drinks. That's the ones with sugar. We usually drink like the zero sugar ones. And like I said before, I cap myself out at 1 a day. You know, so at most my caffeine intake is like, if I have a rock star, it's 240. You know, so still well below half of what my body can process healthily. You know, so strictly number basis, I'm good. But I've gotten into arguments with my, oh hey, yeah, Bill. We can go back to Goldenrod and get a Pokemon from him, which we are going to do before this episode is up. I'm going to run back to, you know, he's an important character, and I'm just skipping through all of his dialogue. Don't y'all love that, how I made such a whole thing? And I'm not even bothering trying to read it, because I've already skipped through half of it, but it's still going. Bye-bye. Alright, I'm glad we had that interaction, all of us. But, you know, I've gotten in an argument with people in the past. One specific person, who I care about and respect very dearly. But me and her got into it one time because, you know, I got an energy drink when I was up there visiting. And, you know, they were all like, that's really bad for you. That's going to cause you to have a heart attack. You know, and I just kind of looked at them. And I was like, what in this can is going to kill me? Like, seriously. I was like, I'm not a doctor, but I'm curious, you know, what do you think that's in this can is so bad that I'm signing my death certificate now? And she was like, well, the sugar, you know, there's a lot of sugar and that leads to diabetes. I'm like, you're right. Granted, if you look at mine, not that I expected her to know this, which is why I wasn't rude to her about it. I was like, but this is the zero sugar form. No sugar. You know, there's just no sugar. You know, no carbs, period. So, that isn't an argument. I was like, so is there something else? Oh, hey, he has an item. I'm going to go backtrack after my backtrack and grab it again. Or grab it. And she was like, well, another thing is the caffeine, you know, that can lead to an increased heart rate, you know, and can produce, cause arrhythmia, which is, irregular heartbeat, which can lead to heart attack. And I said, while you are entirely correct, you know, in order for you to get that, hey, so he does give us the Firestone. Okay, so the elemental stones are not randomized. That's awesome to know. That's very awesome to know. But, I was like, you know, that's a fair point. I was like, but you have to keep in mind that I drink one of the... Hey, can y'all stop being so opinionated? But I was like, you know, I drink 1 can max a day. And even if I do drink 2 cans, which, you know, if I'm having a real long day or whatever, I might. You know, at most I'm consuming 400 milligrams. You know, rough estimate depending on if I mix it up. You know, I was like, but on an average I'm consuming about 150 milligrams of caffeine a day. I was like, meanwhile, you start your morning out with 2 cups of coffee, which a cup of coffee is roughly 80 milligrams to 100 milligrams of caffeine, depending on, you know, how strong you brew it and obviously the brand and stuff. I was like, so you're starting your day out the same way I do, with about 150 milligrams of caffeine. But the difference is I usually drink my 1 in the morning and then I'm done. Meanwhile, you usually have another cup of coffee with lunch, and sometimes you'll have 1 at dinner, you know? And it's like, so, someone who consumes... Let me play. I'm counting on you, take good care of it. Did we actually receive an Eevee, though? The Shuckle. We got a Shuckle. You, good sir, are not on this team. I refuse to... God, look at those defenses. Damn, son. But, yeah. I just always think it's funny, you know, how... And like I said, I mean, she's a very smart woman. I respect her very dearly. But, you know, sometimes it's like... I've noticed people will partake in bad habits, yet criticize other people for partaking in the same bad habits, And sometimes the people that are doing the criticizing are participating in the worst bad habit. You know, like another quick story. I know we're going on this video, but that's okay. I remember one time at a little convenience store that was kind of run and owned by a bunch of rednecks back where I used to live. They were all nice people. But me and my friends used to walk, you know, about a half a mile down from our houses in the neighborhood and go to this convenience store and just kind of hang out, you know. We'd scrounge up some coins and buy a drink, and we felt like adults and shit. And one day we were sitting there and we were drinking a Monster Energy drink. And just a can of Monster Energy drink, you know. 180 milligrams caffeine, like 50 grams of sugar, which is a lot of sugar. But we were kids, we didn't know, you know. But we're just sitting there, we're sipping on it. And this dude comes up. This old dude. Easily probably like 300 and something pounds. Wasn't very tall. He was just fat. Big dude with a big ass cigar in one hand. And then like one of the tall, like the really tall cans of Bud Light. Bud Light in one hand, cigar in the other, diabetes coming out of his gut. It's like, also keep in mind, it's like 11 a.m. And he comes up to us and he points at the energy drink. He's like, "You boys need to be careful. Don't you know that shit's gonna kill you?" And I just kind of looked at him. I'm like, who the hell are you to criticize me for drinking what was at the time my first energy drink? Granted, I didn't know it was going to lead to a long life of addiction. But you're criticizing some kid for drinking an energy drink. Meanwhile, you're sucking down beer, toking on a cigar, dying from diabetes in front of me. You know, and it's like, that made me sound real critical and negative. Like, oh, if you smoke, drink. I don't look down on people like that. But what I do look down on is when people criticize others for shit that they're doing even worse of, you know? That's like criticizing someone for, you know, just punching a random dude on the side of the road. Meanwhile, just last week you killed some guy for no reason. You know, it's like, get off your high horse. You know, you have no right to judge me or anyone else in this situation, you know? But that aside, I am actually going to end this episode here. And I will see you guys in the next video where we will unleash the sacred beasts, get some new encounters, and start making our way. Bye-bye.